Hello everyone and welcome to another pick a card reading. For today's subject, we have to choose from four different high priestesses, and the reason for this is because we are entering a period where reality is going to be extraordinarily mutable in a certain way because Pluto in Aquarius does represent mind over matter, and when I say mind, the highest mind, of course, in that sense. And also, this is where we have a really, really powerful upcoming eclipse that will be a game changer for all of us. So, from every other energy, it would be the High Priestess who could give some valid guidance for that, because the High Priestess is the symbol of the unconscious, our mastery over it, but it is not the kind of mastery the magician has. It is not control, but rather it is knowledge, intuition, being in the flow, allowance of the inner forces to speak from within us. That is what the High Priestess is best at. And that is also the reason why her gaze, her intuitive skill, so to speak, can pierce the veil and the darkness, the mystery of an eclipse. Because an eclipse should be a moment when it is just the divine will and its effect, its direct effect. It is where the whole of, let's say, creation, in this sense, because we're in the earthly plane, is stopped. We cannot do anything at the time of the eclipse. That was the moment until any action could have been taken, and then the eclipse is a fated event, a determining factor, which usually is a game changer. So, for guidance in this sense, we are calling upon the vision, the intuition, and basically the soul mastery of the High Priestess to give us guidance. So, this is the first High Priestess and her deck, of course. This is the second one. In this deck, she is called the Priestess of Dreams because the deck is called the Tarot of Dreams. And this one is just Priestess. This is the third High Priestess. And this is the fourth High Priestess. In every deck, her symbolism is really beautifully worked upon. So I really, really, like this setup. So I'm just going to give you a few moments to make your choice. And then we are going to start with the first High Priestess and the guidance she might have for the period following the eclipse, and of course the eclipse itself as well. So we are going to put her back in her deck and let us channel her wisdom now, what she perceives, what she sees. Needless to say that because this is such a really powerful period karmically and in so very many ways, a lot of people have big dreams. And when I say dreams, this is not in the aspiration sense, but rather the dream. Intense, vivid, prophetic, surreal, deep dreams that do leave an impact. And the High Priestess, of course, is also that tarot card which speaks about our dreams, the realm of the unconscious. So now let's see what she has to say. Well, this is a card which is very specific to this deck. It is called the Palace of Coins, and I'll get to its symbolism as we complete the reading. We have also the Lovers reversed. We have the Five of Cups and the Tower. We have the Eight of Cups. We have the Four of Wands reversed. The Three of Coins. Did I place this correctly? Yeah. So the Three of Coins reversed as well. Death upright. Five of Swords. King of Swords. And I would also like to use a clarifier deck. So I will be using this deck as a clarifier for every pile. So the Nine of Wands reversed. So I'll begin with the clarifier. It's the Nine of Wands reversed. This is where this speaks about a really, really long lasting struggle in your life that has recently reached a culmination or something has happened. And this might represent the past 9 years. This might also represent the past 9 months. But, regardless if, the struggle has been just 9 months, that can still represent past 9 years, which wasn't a struggle really. It might have been really, really good, working, beautiful, but this turned out to be a struggle in the past 9 months, if that even makes sense. So the Palace of Coins does represent that this is where your whole material situation, material life, and for some people, this doesn't really actually have to do with money as money. But for some people, this is just more like an inner configuration of how they want to live, what they want to do. For some people, it's their homes, their house, what they want to do with it. How maybe they're renovating, maybe they're so no. And we have the Lovers reversed. So this is where something that might affect your whole material situation value wise, but inner value wise, what you love, what you prefer, what you want for the future. So this Lovers reverse might represent that it is your partnership, relationship, or a contract in your life that has ended. So that influences your stability, material stability. Or it can represent a divorce. It can represent the end of a relationship. It can represent the end of the work, career path. It can represent, the end of something where this lovers is either that person who was part of your life quite a long time, maybe that's 9 years. For some, even just the 9 months, but it might have been very important. But you can replace the person with anything because a job, a career, anything, even something purely thought, purely, it can be that partner if we want to see this symbolically, the Geminis. Because for Gemini, the partner is the thought of, the job, the career, etc., etc. So we have the Tower and the Five of Cups. So this represent, and let's include this Eight of Cups as well, a divine disappointment in your life where, the Tower, either a truth was revealed, either a difficult situation, a moment of crisis, showed you without any shadow of a doubt that this needed to end. So basically, something which, as I said, it's a divine disappointment. It's a disappointment which, shows you exactly all the reasons why you should be disappointed, but it's welcomed. You welcome it. I'm not saying it's not sad or whatever, but you really, really embrace the end of it or that it disappointed you. It would have been much worse. Would you not have being disappointed at this moment. And the Eight of Cups, walking away, abandonment, leaving it behind, truly separating even your energy from whatever this is. But this Four of Wands reversed, this does, and with the Three of Coins, this does represent that either for some people you need a relocation, or something. Again, it points to the home, something with the home. So in the Three of Coins that isn't working and has to start working. So it's something that you need to solve. But this Nine of Wands reversed is actually a really good sign. Forward, I mean, direct, upright, it's strength in opposition. Like Hercules. Like, he had the strength even to replace Atlas for a couple of days or hours or for a short period. The strength was not the problem. It was the permanent opposition that, okay, when will it get, easier? When will it get non-conflictual, non-struggle, not hard, the sacred struggle? Well, the answer is now. Because in reverse, it means that the strength is going with the flow. Or even if the strength is gone, breakdown, burn out, take it easy, medical problems, time out from life, or simply break down from this Tower and Five of Cups. Like, you don't even want to save something. This is where it's abandoned, it's done already, so you might not need strength. This can also be the Nine of Wands. You don't really need the strength, so that means you're immediately in the flow. So the Four of Wands and the Three of Coins, need to solve, either the completion of something, something to take the place of this, all of this story, or, you're walking away, but you also need a destination where to walk to, away. And that is being solved. The Death and the Five of Swords. Now, this is absolutely wonderful because this is the end of a lie, a not truthful situation, a bad contract, something, a bad friendship, bad relationship. This is Five of Swords. Either where someone is just stealing from you, and the stealing is not necessarily real stealing. It can be your time, your energy, your benevolence, whatever. Even if they make you just listen to them a lot, that's like stealing. And the death ends. Finally, the end of this Five of Swords, this unfair situation. For some people, this can be simply nothing to do with another person, your own mental sabotage. This is where you finally disciplined your mental sphere, and your mental sphere is listening to you. And not, and no, Death and the Five of Swords, the truth is that much clear. Even if it doesn't have to do with another person, for example, soul path, job, career, what is happiness to you, or something to do with your physical health. Regardless, this is where you're in truth, you're in clarity, you're in like proper knowledge of the self, of the non-self, everything. And finally, this King of Swords, this is so good because this is where you are actually in clarity. You have the plan, you have the vision, you're in your mind, you're stable. So when your mind is stable, the mind sees the disappointment as something, oh, thank goodness. I was finally this. Thank goodness I'm aware now. And let's just choose a couple more cards. Oh yeah, the World reversed. Son of Swords reversed, which means the Page of Swords. What this means is, this combination of cards is simply the world reversed, as in, for some people, it is a clear message that the external situation, so something that happens economically, socially, one way or another that doesn't depend on you in the world, in your city, and whatever, that will set you back a little bit. It will prevent a completion because the world card is, but this is where you will have plan B. Just hold on a little bit because the Mother of Swords, this is where the Queen of Swords, practical information, dates, times, the concrete element that you need is gonna be definitely there. And the Seven of um, Coins reversed, this is where this should usually represent, that you planted some seeds of intention or any seeds, even physical seeds, yet you do need the waiting time, to grow the cycle, so on. But reversed is where it can be either instant gratification or the material part is not necessarily an obstacle. So that is also good news. And finally, I would also like to draw an oracle card, as in a guidance card for this pile, because I think what the universe, the high priestess, is saying here is that your time is coming. Maybe right now and in the coming weeks, there might be delays, but a decision is born. You're in truth, you're in clarity, you're not deceived, you're not thinking the wrong way. So regardless if this is outer or inner, your mind is in the right, the death card is ultimately Pluto. And don't don't worry about this either, because this will set itself up even if it's a bit blocked right now. And this world reverse does represent that it's not really anything that you could have influence over anyway. The world is the world. The external is the external. You know? Exactly. Trust your own understanding, because finally you're able to trust it. And maybe the owl, the symbolism of the owl, is important for some people who chose this deck. Maybe you see it in dreams, or just synchronicity. That means that maybe the goddess, let's not say goddess, Pallas Athena is near and she's a benevolent force. And right now she's in the sign of Cancer, working there for, our own protection. It means divine protection. So this is higher ground. Trust your own understanding to take you to higher ground. And, exactly, let the old clear out the old. Let the old clear out. Because when you're on higher ground, the old is really just junk. Or you see it for what it is. Because don't get me wrong, there is a lot of non-junk in the old, but you need to be on higher ground to see the value from the junk, to know what to clear out. And that is, I do believe, what has happened in your life. So right now you're just in recuperation mode. So I do hope this was helpful. Thank you everyone for listening. If you enjoyed it and found it useful, you can support my channel by donating on the PayPal link in the description below. Thank you everyone who chose the first High Priestess. Until next time, bye for now. Hello everyone who has chosen the second High Priestess. So we are going to be putting her back in her deck. And just like for the first pile, we'll be channeling her wisdom to guide us through the eclipse period and a couple of important weeks and even months that are fast approaching, that are very, very heavily karmic. So we have the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Judgment, the Magician, really. It's called the Master of Secrets, but it's the Magician. But it's reversed. It's reversed. So the Eight of Cups, the Lord of Cups, which is the King of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords reversed. We have Sophia, which is the Hermit. And we have the Lady of Cups, which is the Queen of Cups. The Two of Cups. So then, just like for the other pile, the previous pile, I'm going to be using another tarot deck to draw a clarifier. So this is the tarot deck I'll be using for every pile as the clarifier. Hangman reverse. Four of Cups, the Devil, and Justice. Wow. Okay. So, to me, this says that for you guys, those who chose the second High Priestess, this is much more of a spiritual energy. This is very important, life-changing. Don't get me wrong, absolutely, but it is deeply spiritual and deeply, deeply personal, something that has to do even as deep as your soul matrix. Because this Ten of Cups tells me that you are awaiting for a completion that you have worked for. And even though this is like spiritual work, when I say worked for, this is to be understood in a spiritual sense. But for some people, this can even take both senses, because some people actually worked with spiritual powers or spiritual gifts for something, either magic, or you're in service of the spirit, or you've done some really, really heavy healing work, personal healing work, psychological release, etc., etc. So there is work here with this Ten of Cups, and you're awaiting this completion, which is really, how should I say? It's not you, as in, it's not like, oh, I've done this and this work and I'm waiting. It's not like that at all. This was delivered to you by dreams, synchronicities, moods. And when I say moods, it is where you walk outside and you decide to have a walk, for example, and it doesn't feel like it's the present. It feels like something where time, either you're in the past, but a very symbolic and important past, where in that place something happened to you, and not physical, but a feeling. You had that feeling again. So it's a feeling, it's a subtle sense that is recurring, not an event necessarily. Maybe for some people it is actually tied to an event or whatever, but it doesn't really have to. But anyway, you're getting these signals, you're getting this, your intuitive, your spider sense is tingling hard, you know? And the Seven of Swords represents that, no, you don't really know if you should blindly trust it, or if this is just another milestone reached, but the journey is very long still. You don't know to trust your senses fully and immerse, because you do feel the need for immersion into something, or rather to, stay healthy, sleep, or, oh, well, oh my goodness, I accidentally touched the deck, another deck, of course, and the High Priestess came flying down. So, I just, maybe this High Priestess is telling us that, yeah, you should actually trust your dreams and senses, because you know that something is going on, but maybe you're a bit scared right now because this Judgment card means that however things are right now, either in your life, because as I said, this is not a this reading for you guys for the second pile is not really about the more concrete elements, it is more in spirit. So basically, maybe the more concrete, or I don't know what kind of setup in your life, might tell you that chances are what can possibly complete so impactful to my journey, my path, etc. Or you just feel that something heavy is gonna hit the collective. So, and your feeling about the collective, well, that is, even you know that it's spot on. It's a question of when, but you know that, okay, but doesn't that kind of mean that I'm gonna be in the hardship of it all as well? And maybe this element is kind of making you embody the Seven of Swords, where, intervening, because this is the card of sometimes unfavorable intervention. When someone kind of messes up the chances of another person, sometimes even out of sheer goodwill, a bit of gossip, a bit of, miscommunication here and there, but you might be this, your mental sphere might be this for yourself. Because the Magician reversed means that you're feeling this, you're sensing this, and the Judgment is where, as I said, you know that really important times are approaching, maybe for everyone collectively, but that makes your individual, let's say, story feel a bit small, a bit lost, a bit not so important. But this Magician reversed does represent that you don't feel in control really. Maybe you're panicking a little bit because these feelings are getting stronger and stronger and stronger. Whatever you're sensing is approaching or is getting more near, because your senses are, as I said, on overdrive, but your mental sphere, your mind, your perceptions cannot detect anything yet. So it's really on standby, but that gives you the sense that you cannot understand it, you cannot see anything logical. That kind of catapults you into the realm of faith, just faith, nothing else, just faith. So the Magician here is feeling a bit powerless, feeling a bit not really in control, not really knowing what to do. But we have this Eight of Cups and the Lord of Cups. The Eight of Cups is ultimately the card of, walking away, abandonment, or sometimes following just a feeling, just an emotion, just a dream, sometimes an illusion, yet it is always the journey that matters, doesn't it? And look at this depiction of this card, how beautiful. In the belly of the fish. This brings us back to this biblical legend of the Satis, or however you called him. And where I want to go with this is, whatever this is, among so very many things, is also a test of faith, a test of deep faith. Now, for some people out there, this Eight of Cups does represent the energy of escapism, either with substances, recreationally, but at the same time, spiritual practices which do change our state without any substance whatsoever, just by sheer meditation breath. That is also like a drug. So that does the same thing. So why even, this is where there is that element present in your life, either this altered state of consciousness, which can either be something external, a person, a channel, a book, an author, a cleric, someone who is inspiring you, ultimately feeding this into you. But you might be questioning, if is this authentically you and that person's source substance, your own meditation, your own guided self hypnosis, whatever it is that you do? Is that just triggering it, and not the universe not following up, if you know what I mean? Or is this where you're dragged? It is where the feeling, the universe's magic, the dream, the allure, the hand of fate basically is dragging you. You're swallowed by it. So basically, whatever this is, if it's a person, a substance, your own escapism mechanisms, or when I say escapism, escape matter and enter into the transcendent state in that sense. For some people, it's music. There you go. Just music, frequency, sound. Whatever this more external, yet not all that external element is dragging you. You're trying to escape, but you're not even at the right end, or are well, sorry about that, maybe you are, but it doesn't. She's swimming in the opposite direction as the fish, the big fish. So you know what I mean. The fish is dragging you exactly where you need to be. And for some listeners, viewers out there, maybe exactly the biblical legend of this. um but unfortunately, the name of the character escapes me right now, but I'm very, very 100% sure that many of the listeners know exactly what I'm talking about and are gonna say it in the comments for everyone to know. So, yes. Anyway, the Lord of Cups, it means that this is where really it's you and life. This is where, even if this is just a question of faith, of deep faith, you're mature, you're doing it. It is you and truly that spirit part of your life, hand in hand, manifesting something. The Ace of Swords reverse does mean that even in physical reality, one way or another, this will reflect. Because this Ace of Swords is unexpected news, shocking news, sudden and surprising, but altering communication. Where, for example, something ended and something suddenly begins, where the ending and the beginning is the same. One either hours apart, or the same thing is both the end and the beginning. But because this Ace of Swords, it's communication, news, and that also means legally binding choices, decisions. But usually when it's reversed, it cuts something. So something, and look at Sophia, but it delivers you whatever the surprising is, truth or whatever is, it delivers you wisdom. It delivers you true knowledge of the self. It delivers you the result of your old alchemy. The Lady of Cups ultimately means your emotional peace, your emotional fertility, especially if you're an artist or someone. This is when you're really going to be in so much creative mode that you will even blow your own mind. And the Two of Cups, maybe you're not even alone. This partner can be spirit, but spirit, when is a proper partner, because remember you worked for it, this Ten of Cups, that's where it supports you better than a real partner, because ultimately everything is spirit, right? But for some people, it's the partner will show up, but it's so important because this is not, I don't know what kind of fated connection from previous life, soulmate, or the big. This is someone whose journey is almost the same as yours, and instead of being just friends, you be more than that. So this is actually where you just ride together in life because you're co-adventurers on the path is the same for both of you. But this, as I said, this can also be just spirit, but if it's just those spirit, it's better than the real person. Please believe me when I say that. And this clarifier cards, well, this hangman reversed. So this might mean when it was upright, you were in your shell, your bubble, your cocoon, you were digesting your ego, but, creating your butterfly wings. What's the butterfly wing? Your liberty, the liberty of your spirit, when you rejoice in existence itself. But now, and also your sacrifice for it. Because we have to remember the legend of either the Buddha, Christ, Odin, and so very many other either religious or mythological characters who embodied the hangman, either 40 days under the tree, or Odin hanging from the tree, or self isolation in one way or another, however their specific legends played out. But it was in that isolation, it was in that deep self contemplation, digestion of the self and every part of the self, the animal, the shadow, the everything, they found exactly the Sophia, true wisdom. Um, And reverse position is a divine surprise. This is where the cocoon is as in you're no longer in the cocoon. You're free already, but maybe the awareness of your freedom hasn't reached you yet. And we also have the Four of Cups, contemplating, and the devil. Maybe right now, contemplating upon things which you should really not be taking into account is what keeps you a bit stuck. But this is where we must remember, especially astrologer Nadia Shaw's saying, healthy faith questions itself. So your doubts, the Seven of Swords is healthy, necessary, and part of the experience. And last but not least, yet another major arcana except of this Four of Cups, Hangman, okay, reversed, but the Devil, Justice, all are major arcana. So this will be a moment when exactly the Devil can represent control. The mountain goat, well, it can climb up anything. Just watch YouTube videos about mountain goats climbing like walls, but literal walls, and they can climb up this like Spider-Man. That cannot be ignored of the symbolism of the devil card. Adaptation to the perfection, so to speak. And, the justice. This might represent a choice. Again, a legally binding something that reaches you and gives you power. Because I do sense this devil is power for you more than the shadowy side. maybe this is exactly the hangman reverse, because if it would be upright with the devil, that's bad. That's where, stop what you're doing because you're just escaping from reality. But with the hangman reverse, this is where death has control over you, but it's guiding you where you need to be, to your either a choice that you already made in spirit and it's just there, or a choice that you will make after you see some news or clarity. And finally, just like for the other piles, oh, not here. Let's draw an oracle guidance card. Well, okay, this came out pretty effortlessly. Be your best self always. Well, this kind of suggests to me that you're already doing it. So, this was your work. This was the Ten of Cups' sacrifice. To be your best self as very many times as you possibly could. And even when you couldn't, that was also equally as important. Amplify your positive emotions. Maybe this was also the modus operandi of this work. Be your best self always. Because amplify your positive emotions, this does sound new age cliche BS. Yet, this is where gratitude and a down to earth analysis of everything is that is working in your life, that is under in this category. And that's definitely not BS. Love matters and culmination of vision. This means you will see the love, You will see the love that will matter to you. Now, if that is the love of spirit or the love of spirit embodied in a fellow traveler, you will probably see that. But I do believe that the eclipse itself is this for you, a game changing news or something, which actually puts you much deeper in that position of wisdom, and it eliminates this doubt. It eliminates the healthy doubt. So that puts you in faith deeper than ever. So I do believe this is just good news. So thank you everyone for listening. If you enjoyed this and found it useful, you can support my channel by clicking the PayPal link in the description below. Thank you everyone for all the love and support. And until next time, bye Pile 2. So hello everyone who has chosen the third High Priestess. Let us put her back into her deck. And let us give her the chance to guide us. So this is for the period of the eclipses and the following weeks. And even months. Because it is gonna be a really, really intense period for all of us. So we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed. We have the Three of Wands. We have the Four of Swords. We have the Ace of Pentacles. We have the King of Swords. And we have the Strength reversed. Let's continue then. We have the Three of Swords reversed. Ten of Swords. Wait. Yeah, that's it. Prince of Cups. Well, I'm not sure how much good this prince can do, because we do need a king here. For what this reading is telling me so far. And the Queen of Swords. But I don't necessarily love court cards as much. Okay, so now I kind of understand the Chariot. Okay. Well, actually, just as I done for previous piles, I'm going to be using this tarot deck, different tarot deck to draw clarifiers, and I've been using this one for every pile, so yours as well. So let's see what. Okay, we have again the Ten of Swords, Four of Coins, the Magician. Well, I need a bit more here because this is quite the Father of One, but not. This is the King of Wands, but I don't want to use them. No. And it didn't matter that I didn't want to use him because the Emperor is kind of the same. And the Four of Wands. Okay, so I get it now. Now, this to me says that something has already happened. Past 9 weeks, past 9 days, past 9 years, and this 9 is popping up for so almost every pile in one way or another. So, but the Nine of Pentacles is reversed, so you know something. But this is not just practical knowledge. This, and it's definitely not scientific knowledge, but a truth in your life. You know something, and you kind of the emotion of it reached you as well, so you're kind of in clarity. But this is where it's not really good news in a practical sense. Either this is where your material situation is downgrading, and this is like a shed of this old skin, so you love it, you like it, you need it, but there might be an element of you, the lower ego, who is afraid of it, who sees it as shameful. Not necessarily the classic shameful, but something inside of you sees it with a tiny bit judgment. Okay, it happened, this happened, I figured it out why, I know it's fated, I know it is for my highest good. For example, a downgrade due to a health problem. You just, because of a health problem, you just cannot keep up this independence, this great equilibrium, this thriving, this prosperity. So it's a big downgrade. Maybe in figures and facts, but it's for your health, and it is ultimately for your greatest happiness and your inner being. As I said, it truly understands this and accepts it. And your emotion is not, but there is still a part of you which is, I feel a bit worthless. I'm okay with it, but I'm still worthless. I'm in scarcity. What am I gonna do? How I'm gonna do this and that? You're not really in your comfort zone. Three of Wands with the Four of Swords. Now, there might be opportunity, so you're not lost, as I said, because there is knowledge here. You know the situation, but either some opportunities are not what you need them to be, or what you need it to be is late. You kind of intuit that it's coming because that's how life works. Something, a part of your life, maybe almost like, when many spiders or even vertebrates get rid of a limb or something, a body part to escape. Spider, lizard, etc., etc. This is where you also let go of a body part to escape. But this Ace of Pentacles is but I'm balanced now. I'm King of Swords. I'm okay. I have my life figured out. It was a downgrade, but this is gone. I don't even care. I'm fine. I'm back. You want this state. And this Four of Swords is where you made important progress, but right now you're waiting for something. And chances are that something is a question of time. It's certain. But either, as in, for example, when you're on a waiting list, you don't exactly know when your turn is gonna be. But you can intuit, and chances are, usually it's pretty correct. Or you got a date and you're not happy with it, and you want to attempt to move it further ahead. That's all, and that would also depict the Four of Swords, because you can try, but if not, the date is gonna be the date, and it's then you have to adapt yourself to it. But for some people, this might be the beginning of a new job, the beginning of something, a relocation. But the relocation is there in plan, in numbers, even it's manageable. But you need to get there, and to get there is hard. To get there is frustrating until you start living this. Because I said this King of Swords is really positive, because it means you're in the right. You have the right plan, you have the right vision, you are doing the right things, planning the right things, contacting, whatever this means. But because you're in between this, whatever is has died or not there, or you know, you're feeling a bit, I don't even know how to express this, lost, but in full truth. This is where you don't really know what to feel. Maybe this is the best. You don't even know how to feel about it. You don't know what really to do emotionally. You're supporting yourself, you're patient, but you still feel, you know, like this. Like a debilitated Venus in Virgo. A bit useless, a bit rough, a bit not all that attractive. Not necessarily physically, but your being is not. Who would wanna be friends with you or mates with you, or and there is also an energy of solitude here, isolation. You don't even, but this is where you're not even comparing to others. You just feel a bit the strength reversed, as I said, burned out, run down. You've done a lot of things, and you've been through, as I said, a big something, termination, heartbreak, completion, and this might have been just 10 months ago, or for some 3 years ago. But if you didn't have a moment of respite from this, because you can imagine if something really dramatic might have happened, fated to you, along with when the world was closed in 2020 and stuff like that, well, you haven't really processed certain things because you did not have the chance. So this is why you feel a bit, as I said, run down, but worth-wise, value-wise, it is the Venusian element, not necessarily anything else. And again, this is where we had the Prince of Cups and the Queen of Swords. This is where, but there is a lot to look forward to. This Ace of Pentacles is not just, when there is an ending, a beginning has to come. This is the rule of life. It's not just the knowledge of this. This is where you are actually looking forward to this. You're looking forward a lot. Either this is, as I said, some work or a project or a sabbatical year or a new something, but it's minimal. It's, as I said, it's purer, fresher, more real, truly yours, sustainable. That's why you love it. So you are impatient for this journey, this chariot to already take you there. You feel just like the Prince of Cups. So, like a child, like an excited, but also sad child. Because sad because, this, but excited because it really wants to begin anew. So look at what this is telling you. The Ten of Swords, again it appeared. So something is truly ended. And actually, a period of worthlessness has ended in your life. Because it's contrary to your feelings. Exactly what life took away from you. May that be money, house, job, career, relationship, friendship, a certain kind of modus vivendi, anything. It actually made you worthless but in spirit. And you somehow wanted to live in your true worth. And everything that you were, gripping onto, everything that had power ruled over you, life took away. And, the magician, it gave you back your freedom. The Four of Wands and the Emperor. Yeah, the Four of Wands and the Emperor. The reason why I was looking at these cards, this is basically the Sun in Aries. So this is the present, and the eclipse is gonna be in Aries Taurus cusp. So 29 degree, 50 something of Aries, heavily energetic eclipse. So Emperor, that is Aries. If you did not, if something ruled over you, basically, then this eclipse is giving back your freedom, but in a way that never again, whatever this is, never, ever, ever, ever again, free or comfortable or happy or content forever, in this life and next. So this is a big shift for you. But this shift, as I said, it's not even neither the physical that matters, but more like for you to catch up with your being. You just want to be there in your stability, in your peace. That's all you want to do. So, and the eclipse is definitely going to help you with that. So, like for every other pile, let's draw some oracle cards. Make a wish. Vulnerability. When I said that you kind of wished all along for the universe or your own soul or for life to truly reflect your honest value, not that which is basically controlling you, having power of making you feel valuable, but it takes your life away. It disconfirms it. Make a wish and want to become vulnerable. Vulnerability means to strip down to the very core of the inner child, to find the sleeping spirit within you. And clear out the old. This continues the story that vulnerability cleared out the old. So this guidance just confirms that you are guided, that you have been all along, that your wish. So this wish of yours was a moment when you truly cast a wish into the universe before all of this happened. Before this happened, whatever this is, a loss or a disappointment or health, it all started with a really, really pure wish, which kind of got you here. And be your best self always. This was for another pile as well. This, and if this part of your wish happened, then this is also, one cannot complete without the other. This is what you're embracing now. Be your best self always. So, thank you everyone who chose the third pile for listening. Thank you for all the love and support. If you found this reading useful and helpful, you can support my channel by clicking on the PayPal link in the description below. Thank you everyone for your attention. Until next time, bye for now. So, hello everyone. The last but not least, the fourth pile, the fourth High Priestess. Let us put her back into her deck. And again, the reading is guidance for the coming weeks, where we have the eclipse on the 20th of April. That is going to be really, really important. But all of this weeks, even months after, are equally as intense and life changing, and sometimes even constructively, or it should be mostly constructively. So let's see what the High Priestess tells us. So we have the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Sorry, this one fell down. So just a moment. So we had the Eight of Pentacles. The Magician. Two of Pentacles. Ace of Wands. Oh, we have the High Priestess reversed. She only came to your pile. So none of the other piles had her actually be present in the reading. So yeah, maybe you guys needed the most. Or perhaps the opposite. Because she's reversed. Maybe you guys know everything that you guys need to know, and this is just confirmation for you. The Lovers. The Prince of Pentacles. The Prince of Swords, but I'm again, for like just for the previous piles, I am not a huge fan of the court cards. So this is more like it. The Ace of Cups. The Tower. So we have the Two of Swords reversed and the Nine of Wands reversed. Okay. So just like for the previous piles, I am going to be using this tarot deck, and I use this for every pile, to draw some clarifiers. Too many. Again, too. Oh, well, if the Ace of Wands wanted to stay, then okay, we'll keep him. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. Moon reversed. The Ace of Cups again and the Five of Cups. Well, this is quite an interesting reading, really, because look at all this energy of progress. Now, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, this does mean the opposite of progress. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. But it's on hold. Something is on hold. As in, something is not producing, but that doesn't mean it isn't growing. Because the Queen of Pentacles can be very well seen as basically the female part of the earth element, one which is responsible with growth, with nurture. You know, when from the fertile soil, the seeds grow and etc. etc. The male part has different roles, but the Queen of Pentacles reversed means when the female part is either stopped or blocked, or so yes, growth or signs of growth and perhaps reward is right now not there. There is a blockage. But the Eight of Pentacles, the Magician, the Two of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands, despite all of this, there is either a need, a will, a project, an invitation, a communication, an agreement for you to start something, either start a work or go ahead with a plan, a project, financial plan, something in your career. But there might be a risk attached to it, the Queen of Pentacles, because right now something external or internal, or I don't know, is not really supporting the growth. It is not guaranteeing the growth. It is actually risky. So there is, you know, a certain contemplation, a certain thought process, a certain analysis, the High Priestess reversed, that goes along with this. Because you are trying to anticipate or figure out or to see the truth if going ahead, and I do believe that this is the significance of the Lover card, to make the choice to go ahead, to go forward with something, or not really. And we have the King of Pentacles. Oh, sorry. The Prince of Pentacles and the Prince of Swords. So this is where maybe steps have already been taken, but this is just very small, an initiation, communication, the first phases. And we have then, what did we have? The Ace of Cups and the Tower. So this is where be ready, because your expectations are gonna not gonna be met. So this is the energy of a truth that is gonna come to you. You know, the Two of Swords, something is clear by now. The blindfold is off. The decision is can be made because there is enough knowledge there. And the Nine of Wands reversed. Now, this Nine of Wands means either that you must only do an experimental small investment, not to be disappointed, or that you cannot move ahead as expected. And the clarifiers also do represent the Ace of Wands is the will. The Eight of Pentacles is that the work which is halted, which is stopped. And when I say work, it can be any area of your life under construction, even spiritual, even emotional, even relationship, partnerships, etc. etc. The moon. Was the moon reversed? Yeah, it was. Exactly. Something arises, a feeling, a truth, love. You know, the lovers. With the King of Pentacles, you something crystallizes within you. Your will, your desire, what you do not love. A love that disappoints you. Now, yes, absolutely. For some people, very few, it is real. I mean, actual. A love story that just began and you thought how wonderful, it turns out to be a disappointment, or the partner disappoints in a way that the partner cannot go ahead, cannot support you in whatever this means to you, And not necessarily because of ego reasons. The partner gets ill, the partner, something happens to the partner goes into depression. You know what I mean? Sometimes life not is not really about us. We might have everything figured out, we might be in full swing, and just before a massive step we have to make for ourselves, and the partner falls. And then we have to make exactly the choice. Do we sacrifice the partner and selfishly move into the choice, the opportunity life has given us? Or we say bye to the opportunity and go and support the partner? Choose love. So for some people, I do see this energy playing out where the eclipse brings a surprise, but an inner surprise that nah, you don't want to go ahead. You want something else. A change of feeling, a change of mood. You will change easy. Sorry, you will choose easy. You say, I had enough of hard, I had enough of complication, I had enough of work, I had enough of investment. I want something that's easy. So the promise, the allure, the Ace of Cups of whatever was motivating you is gone by now. So, but this isn't ultimately negative. In order for us to be much more in the clear, so let's ask for more clarifiers, because maybe for some listeners out there, this pile, this high priestess is telling you that don't fall in love as much with an idea, with a project, with a promise, with a fantasy, even with a love story that looks so promising, or a person who is such a good potential husband material or whatever, because you don't really know. And it's not them, it's your feelings that are gonna. It's the inner moon that changes. You will feel things, value things, evaluate things differently due to that eclipse energy, perhaps. The chariot popped out, so we'll keep him. So the chariot, exactly your triumph, what progress, movement, emotionally, spiritually means to you personally. Seven of Wands, chariot, and both 7-7. Mother of, you're not gonna keep court cards. The Two of Coins, exactly. This is where what triumph means to you, the struggle of it, where you invest your passion, energy, how, in which way, will mean something else to you after the eclipse. Priorities change, investments change, feelings change for the better, for the stable, for the future, for your freedom. So, something that is really attracting your attention, you're immersed into it right now. Maybe you shouldn't put as much ambition into it, strength into it. Take it easy if you can. Wait until you have the decision that you need. Regardless if this is a project, an investment you wanna make. Why investment? The love. Investment means you love something. You love a future that you will accomplish with it. But an investment means love, putting value. Or this means a person, a relationship, a commitment. Or this means anything where you want to do something. Take it easy because you will have enough information. And I'm not saying you will give up on this. No, no, no. You will make it your own authentically. Change it around so it's yours authentically. So it suits your life. So it suits your needs. So it suits your balance. Because the way it is now, whatever that is, it doesn't suit it. Because why? Oh, I'm seeking this tower card. It's too big, too chaotic, too energy consuming, too consuming for your happiness, your it will drain your holy grail, your ace of cups. It will just spill. And you don't want that. So that's why you need to reconfigure this, but actually feeling not feeling wise, what is it that you seek with this project, investment, relationship? Because make it what you seek, not necessarily just the promise of it. And finally, some oracle cards, like for every pile. Shift your energy. Exactly. With and this might also mean that certain energy shifts, for example, an eclipse is a big energy shift. Things will perfect setting. That will be the perfect setting. That's why maybe before the eclipse, if possible, don't make a big move. Clear endeavor. So you will get what you need after the eclipse. Clarity wise, decision wise, the opportunity, the moment will be there because of this. Whatever needs to disappoint you before you invest into something false, it will happen. You will live in truth. You will get the info that you need. Open your heart. Exactly the contemplation. Let love be your beacon and love matters. So this is where I'm not even going to put these out because it's very, very clear to me. It says that you must choose what you truly love. And when you invest into something, you need to invest into authentic, what is truly value to you. So thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for all the love, all the support. If you'd like to keep on supporting my channel, you can donate in the PayPal link in the description below. With this being said, I am wishing everyone a truly blessed eclipse in a sense that may our own soul's deepest guidance represent the light for us all. At the moment when the eclipse, the light is cut off from our world, and the veil between the worlds disappears for a tiny fraction of time. So thank you everyone for being here. Until next time, bye for now.